A woman without education is like a banyan tree without leaves and roots. She cannot provide her children and alive herself without education. And do you know who encouraged women to study in a school? Good morning to all. Myself Parinidhi Shardul Barve, Standard 7 from New English Medium School Ghodegaon, here before you to deliver a speech on Savitribai Phule. Go, get education, be self-reliant, be industrious, work, gather wisdom and riches. All is lost without knowledge. Making us animals without wisdom, sit idle no more. Go, get education. End the misery of oppressed and forsaken. You have get a golden chance to learn and break the chains of the caste. Throw away the Brahman scripture fast. Go, get education. This is the poem written by our first woman teacher in India, the one and only Savitribai Phule. Savitribai Phule was born in 1831, was a pioneering Indian social reformer. With her husband Jyotirao Phule, she tirelessly fought against the social evils like child marriage, sati and caste discrimination. Savitribai Phule's contribution to Indian society have had a profound impact and her memory continues to inspire generations of people. Because of her, we all girls are studying well in our school. She opened 3 schools in 1851 and worked as a teacher of 150 students. Later, she founded 18 schools across the country which were most caste women. Moreover, she encouraged women to study in a school by providing them with stipend. She always said that empower women and you will uplift the entire community. She fought against the oppressive social customs such as practice of shaving the heads of widows. She also fought against the condition of untouchable who were made to tie broom to their back and hang an earthen pot around their neck. She established Bal Hatya Pratibandha Griha in 1863, India's first home to prohibit infanticide. She played a key role in establishing Satya Shodhak Samaj in 1873. Savitribai Phule, a name synonym with social reform and women empowerment, was visionary who challenged the rigid social norm of her time. Born into a marginalized family, she defied more expectations and became trailblazers in the field of education and social justice. Savitribai's unwavering commitment to education was instrumental in empowering women and uplifting the Dalit community. She established numerous of schools and fought for the girls to receive education. Savitribai and Jyotirao had no child of their own. It is said that they adopted Yashwantrao, the son of the Brahmin widow. It is said when Yashwant was about to get married, no one was willing to give him a girl because he was from widow. So Savitribai arranged his marriage to her organization worker Dinoba Sasane's daughter in February 1889. In a letter to her husband, she told a story about a boy who was about to lynched by his fellow villagers for having relation with a girl of lower caste. She got to know about their murderous plan. She rushed to the spot and pointed the grave consequences of killing the love under the British law. They changed their mind after listening to her. Her journey was not easy one. She was abused and dumped on her at her way to school. Savitribai always carried an extra sari with her on her journey. Sympathizing the plight of widow in India, she opened a shelter for them in 1854. After continuous years of reform, she paved a way to build a large shelter for them in 1864. Oppressed classes were forbidden from drinking the common village well water. So Savitribai and Jyotirao dug the well in their backyard for villagers to drink the water. She also opened a clinic to treat those affected by the worldwide. Third pandemic of the bubonic plague appeared at the area of Nalasopara in 1897. The clinic was at the outskirts of Pune area free of infection. She caught the plague and died on 9 p.m. 10 March 1897. At the end, I would just like to say that life has proven if you educate a man, you educate an individual. But if you educate a woman, you educate the whole family, the whole society, the whole nation. Thank you.